Welcome student. We are going to differentiation. Differentiation is also paper 1, which you need to know. So an example is equation of the curve is given as y is equal to x cubed minus 9 over 4x squared minus 15 over 2x plus 3. Equation 1. Find the values of y when x is 2. B. Find the gradient of the tangent to the curve at x is 2. C. Find the equation of the normal to the curve at x is equal to 2. Find the turning point of the curve. State the nature of the turning point and then sketch the curve. So solution, the first one is very easy. They want the value of y when x is 2. So you just go and replace x with 2. So it will be y is equal to, you replace where there's x, you put 2. So 2 cubed, 4 over 4 into 2 squared, 15 over 2 into 2 plus 3, you get negative 15. So you use brackets, always use brackets so that you avoid error when pressing calculator. And when you are pressing in calculator, also make sure you are pressing the bracket correctly. So when you just press it the way it is, you get negative 13. Question 2. Find the gradient of the tangent to the curve at x is 2. So how do we get gradient? Gradient is differentiation. So we need to differentiate the equation of the graph to get gradient. So how do we differentiate? We differentiate the value. So the value is x cubed. The value is x cubed minus 9 over 4 x squared minus 15 over 2x plus 3. How do you differentiate? Differentiate, you just 3 times the value, and the formula is ax raised to b. How do you differentiate? You take b times a. So a times b, x, then b minus 1. So you multiply. So this one will be 3 times 1 here. There is a silent 1 here. So 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. X, then you minus 1 here, you get 2. Then this one will be 2 times 9 over 4. So minus 9 over 4 times 2. X minus 1 is 1. So this one will be, it is raised to 1. So 1 times 15 over 2 is just 15 over 2. So this one will give you 9 over 2x. And this one is raised to 1. When you are raising with 1, 1 times that will still be 15 over 2. You subtract 1, you get x raised to 0. And x raised to 0 is 1. The one that does not have a letter, you ignore it because it is the same as 3 raised to x 0. So 0 times 3 becomes 0. So the one that does not have a letter, you ignore it. So you deal with the one that has letter. So that our differentiation become 3x squared minus 9 over 2x minus 15 over 2. We leave the 3 because it doesn't have x. So this is the differentiation. This is the gradient. So we have been told to get gradient at x is 2. So we just replace where there is x, we put 2. So 3 into 2 square 9 over 2 into 2 minus 15 over 2 will give you negative 4.5. So this is the gradient of the curve at the value 2. C. Find the equation of normal to the curve. Normal to the curve. So for you to get equation, you normally need 3 things. Number 1, you need point. You need a point, x, y. Then you need to introduce another point, x, y. and you need gradient. So you need three things. One point that is known, another point that you introduce, and a gradient. So how do you get our point? So the turning point. So we have this, the curve. If that is the curve, this is the tangent. That is the tangent. And this is normal. So normal and the tangent make 90 degrees. So gradient of the tangent is negative 4.5, which is the same as this one will be 9 over 2. So gradient here is negative 9 over 2 for the tangent. So if you want to get the gradient of the normal, the gradient when they are perpendicular, you multiply, you get negative 1. So the gradient of this will just be 2 over 9. It is normally reciprocal, and you change the sign. The formula is m1 times m2 is equal to negative 1. So if you have m1 as negative 9 over 2 times m2, the answer will be, the answer is m2 is equal to just reciprocal. It is very simple. You just reciprocal and you change the sign. So reciprocal of 9 over 2 is 2 over 9. You change the sign to become positive. So that is the gradient. So you need this point. This point. How do you get that point? That point is already known. It was the gradient of the turning point when x is 2. So when this is 2, what is y? When this is 2, the value of y, so this one is 2, negative 13. So we have a point which is negative 2, which is 2, negative 13. And we have a gradient. So we need the equation of this line. So we introduce x and y. So when we introduce x and y, so you have a known point, a point that is introduced, and a gradient. So what do? So this is the point at the turning point. This is the turning point, which is negative 2, that one, where we have a tangent. When gradient is that. So this is the point you introduce, and this is the gradient. After that, it is normally y minus y of this side divided by x minus this, which will be y minus negative 13, x minus 2 is equal to 2 over 9. Then you just cross multiply, and you end up with y is equal to 2 over 9x minus 13, 4 over 9, or 121 all over 9. So this is how you get the equation, and this is it. A tangent and a normal limit at 90 degrees, meaning there gradient, when you multiply, you get negative 1. When you multiply this and this, the answer is negative 1. Then equation B, find the turning points of the curve. Turning points. How do you get turning points? Turning points, another name for turning points is stationary point. This is where the object or the body is instantly at rest. So the turning point is 0. So at the turning point, the gradient is normally 0. So anytime you ask stationary point, turning point, temporarily at rest, then the gradient is normally 0. So those are 3 things that you need to know. So at turning point or at stationary point, dy over dx is 0. So you go to our gradient. What is our gradient? Our gradient is already here. Here we had already gotten the gradient. So you copy it here. 3x squared minus 9 over 2x minus 15 all over x. So you just get the value of that one, the turning point. So when you calculate, you get the value of x. From here you can use formula method, or you can use 2 numbers. So this one, I hope this is from 2 work. As candidate, you already know how to do this. But if you don't know, then you need to use formula for easy work. The formula is negative. The formula is negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. What is a? A is 3, B is negative 9 over 2, which is 4.5. Then C is negative 7.5. And you must respect the negatives. So when you do that one you replace, you will end up with x is equal to negative 2.5 or 1. So you ask yourself, what about y? When x is 2.5, you go to equation of y. The equation of y is the original equation. So you go and replace with the 2.5. So you use brackets, you replace with the 2.5, you will get negative 14.19. When it is x, again, when it is negative 1, you replace with the negative 1, you get 7.5. So our turning points, when x is negative 1, y is 7.25. And when x is 2.5, y is negative 14.19. So that is how we get turning points. So the key point is turning point, gradient is equal to 0. What is gradient? Gradient is dy over dx. And we have said that the turning point is the same as stationary point, or a point where a body is temporarily at rest, instantaneous change in direction. Question E, state the nature of the turning point. Nature of the turning point, you normally, after getting the turning points, if you want to know their nature, then you draw a table, this table, where we have turning, you only deal with x. So you put x, you draw three columns, 1, 2, 3 for this one. Then you draw another one, 1, 2, 3 for this one. And you're only dealing with x, ignore the y's. So x, you put up a negative 1, according to number line, a number that is after negative 1 is 0. So this is the number line. A number that is after negative 1 is 0. And a number that is before negative 1 is negative 2. So this the gradient is 0. So negative 2, you go back by 1 step and you go forward by 1 step. Then again you put this 2.5 in the middle. So 2.5, a number that comes after 2.5, a whole number. 2.5 is in between 2 and 3. So a number that comes before 2.5 is 2, and a number that comes after 2.5 is 3. You look for a whole number so that you get easy time when calculating. So it will be 3 and 2. So we already know that at negative 2 is the turning point. And at the turning point, gradient is 0. So the column for the row for 2 is, after getting x's, then you go to gradients. So you ask yourself, at negative 2, what is gradient? You go to equation of gradient. Equation of gradient is this one. You replace x with negative 2. You will get about 13, positive 13. So you just tell us that it is positive. Then when it is negative 1, you already know that it is 0. When it is 0 again, you replace x with 0, you get that it will be negative. This one will be 0, 0, negative 15 over 2, which is 7.5. So you just tell us that it is negative. Just tell us that it is negative. Just tell us that it is negative. So when the value is negative like that, sorry for that call, we are continuing. So again, when it is 2, you replace with the 2, you get a negative about negative 4.5 there, negative 4.5. So just tell us that it is negative. And when it is this, it is 0. When it is 3, again you replace with the 3, you get positive. So when you, after getting the sign of the gradients, you go to sequence. When it is positive, it is going upward. When it is 0, it is flat. When it is negative, it is going down. When it is negative, going down. When it is 0, flat. When it is positive, it is going upward. So after getting the sequence, then you come to get nature. So you can see that this is a hill, like a mountain. So when it is like a mountain, it becomes maximum value. And a value, when it is a value like this, then that is minima. So the nature is maxima at this point and minima at this point. And now you are told to sketch. How do we sketch? It is very simple. You just sketch. You are not drawing to scale. You just sketch the value. So the value that you need are the turning points. The turning points is -1, 7 point that. So you need -1 and this. And the value is maximum. So you make a dot there. And another value you need, another turning point, 2.5. And the value is this one, 2.5, -14.2. You plot y, and 2.5 is in between. So 2.5 meeting with -14.2. So you get that value. So from here you know that the value is rising. The graph is going upward. Then at this point, after a maximum point, the value is going downward. Then after 0, it continues to go downward until the turning point then goes up. So that is how you sketch the graph. So that is the end of our lesson today. We shall meet in the next lesson. We must keep on revising for the sake of Form 3.